Check 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
One of my favorite ones to shoot was the Metroid episode where I had the stiff arm and I had to hold my arm out and try to do different things, just because it was like kind of a funny challenge to try to do that.
So I did zigzags with Jeff. One pretty warm afternoon. Got pretty sunburned doing it.
Favorite moment from Zigzags is when does the 36 huts.
Ready, down, hut, 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 hut.
And he throws the pass, and I'm running my bad zigzag pattern. You can see him do kind of like a little shuffle on the line before he screams at me.
You did not zigzag!
I did like
You did! We talked about zigzag! What is this? What is
I did
that?
that thing where you told me,
Nothing!
don't hurt the earth. I think that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I mean, we must have done like 8 or 9 takes of just me screaming at him and coming up with different things every time to scream at him, so it would be different.
No! No! You did not zigzag!
I did like
You
you
did not
said.
zigzag! You.
I was.
What is this?
That was
You're
me.
down. We lose.
By the end, I remember thinking like, I can't think of anything new to say. Like I can't. I'm running out of ideas.
I'm pretty sure there's more outtakes where he's screaming in my face, and I just could not hold it together. He's like, you need to do better, like, and his nose touched my eyeball.
I love the ones that that Tommy and Alicia do. The I am error one is pretty funny.
The story of error has got to be one of my favorites because I remember that day when I was playing Zelda with my dad. I don't know if that was Zelda or Link, but I was playing that day with my dad, and he's like, Error? The guy's name's Error? And I was like, no, that can't be right. And you ran across it like, no, we must have an error in the game, you know? Like, that was his name. And I remember finding a YouTube video that actually showed that part of it. I was like, oh my God, that was a guy named Error. I remember this now.
My buddy, Rob back there. That was fun. I had been working with Mike for a while, but I mean, this was the first time we were going to do Living in 8 Bits, and I didn't know what to expect. The weather was not good, and it was just Mike and I that day, and he held the camera and just said, go to town. And
The first few Living in 8 Bits, when we were first trying to figure out the format of what we were doing, Mike wanted me to deliver my lines dry. He's like, watch Ponder's first stuff and try to deliver it along those lines. And I couldn't do it. I can't be dry. I'm very, you know, my hands are always going.
We did Greg Belmont 2 and Morph Ball on the same day, and I was the Morph Ball puppeteer. I didn't get a credit for that, but whatever, it's fine. I don't need a puppeteer credit.
I like the one where I had to shoot doors open too, just because I felt like really tough having a gun.
Greg Belmont, that's been pretty popular. I've had people that watch Greg Belmont before they meet me yell at me for not being as angry and in your face as Greg Belmont.
The hell are you sparkling?
They want me to be Greg Belmont, and I'm not like that.
It's daylight. You're outside. Think about it.
And I know he has a big following just for that character, so that's pretty cool for him.
So before he said action, I said, can I say I'm Greg Belmont? Sure. And then, you know, Greg Belmont was born.
I love going over there and shooting at the video game store, Next Level Video Games. Yeah, they always open the doors and let us in and are into it.
I liked doing the cover model. That's what I'm talking about right there.
I just met Carmen that day, and we just went nuts.
And the thing is like, I laugh at the first line. Anormality. The word is just normal, but Jeff said normality.
My normality is.
Yes, normality. And so I said normality, and normality isn't even a word. And when we first filmed that line, I laugh at that every time I see that video, just at the first line, because I don't think anybody realizes that normality is what I say.
And there's probably like 7 or 8 hours of extra footage of us just being idiots. It's awesome.
They're copying him.
That's right.
He came back in time to copy him.
That's what I'm talking about. Respect. We build off of each other. Like, he would say something, and I'd say something, and he said something. And the last line, I think, is the funniest, because it really defines Jeff and I's relationship of trying to one-up each other, because the last line is about all this right here. And Jeff turns around and he takes a picture.
Magic.
And then I say, that's what I'm talking about. And he takes another picture. It looked like we were both trying to get that last line in there, and he won by getting the last click. And I was like, ah, I wish I would have said something else.
Badass, let's start.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I even saw some of the comments, like, how many cigarettes did that guy have to smoke to get his voice like that? And I thought that was a funny line. Like, I don't know who said that, but whoever said that and is watching this, kudos to you, because that was funny.
And I loved getting to direct the Zelda Dark World episode and writing that too, just because, like I said, I loved Zelda growing up, and I just thought a good episode would be like about how you step on something and all of a sudden Dark World appears. So that was a challenge, and that was fun, and I got to work with Booch, and I think he's really funny, so he was a great, like lead character to come on for that project.
Mike writes the Justin Bailey episode, and he's like, hey, Jeff, do you have any female friends that would want to be in 8 Bits and just wear bikinis for a Justin Bailey joke? And I was just like, oh, yeah, let me make some phone calls. Easy, no problem. Yeah, just, hey, call all your hot friends and ask them if they want to be in bikinis. Yeah, no problem. Made it happen.
I love getting to play Samus because she's, like this tough female character. I've gotten to do, I think, 4 episodes as that character. And I think the latest one is the one where I'm actually the toughest because I actually beat someone up. I think Mike made it look very believable that I actually did beat someone up. I'm not really that tough, though.
Would it be cheating to say that my favorite episode would, be working with James Rolfe? But I mean, that's only because James Rolfe was there.
He's a cool guy to know, and he's a very nice guy.
That was a blast. James was, nice, down to earth.
And when you're talking to him, he's very professional.
I'm a fanboy at heart, and as soon as Mike told me that there was a possibility of working with him, and Matt and Steph and Lee, it was such a great time. We shot 2 episodes that day.
The day of the turkey leg shoot, I show up, and Mike looks at me and he goes, all right, so you ready to film? And I actually forgot that I was the lead character for this. And I had my jeans on with a shirt, and I looked at the first line. So I was running through the park. I was like, well, that's not going to work. And he goes, why? I was like, because I have jeans and a T-shirt on. I was like, who runs in the park in jeans and a T-shirt? Well, I had, because I play hockey, so I had my roller hockey skates and my outdoor wheels in the trunk. And I was like, I have my outdoor skates. I could be skating through the park. And he goes, all right, well, that'll work. And then, this is to show you how we have to evolve the script. So we stop, and we're like, all right, so now this is where we're going to do the fight scene. And I was like, well, I'm not going to fight in skates. Like, how are we going to change me into the sneakers? How are we going to change me into the boots? And Mike was, right on it. He goes, we'll make it like a menu. Like, so I have to equip my boots. Just say that. I said, okay. So I had to equip my boots. And it evolved from that.
2 potters in the turkey leg episode. That was cool, because I was just in the middle. This is the easiest shoot I was ever on. I'm just sitting there like, Ponner's over here in one outfit, then he has to run off, and I'm just sitting there still, hanging out, can't move. He comes running out the other way, he's all out of breath. It's just so funny. It's like, yep, there's a reason I let you be the clone, buddy.
I wish Mike would have taken some other lines from the basketball scene. Granted, for time-wise, he had to keep it short, but the things Joe was saying, like, you could see me in a couple of them, in a couple of the shots, like holding my laughter in, because he called me Peabody. Oh, Mr. Peabody. Like, who's Peabody? Then he called me Willie.
All right, Wally, I'm coming through ya.
And I had trouble not laughing at that. And the fact that he has no athletic ability, and he even said it. Like, I'm not telling you something he won't ever say. He has no athletic ability. There's probably like a good half-hour worth of outtakes of Joe just not being able to make a basket. In fact, some of the shots that you see going in are me standing under the hoop, like just putting it in, and Mike taking the footage from that because Joe just can't hit a shot. It's just, but he makes up for it with his improv.
I own you, I own your mother, I own your sister, I own her sister, which would also be your sister too, but that doesn't matter. That's the point of it, is that I own you, Peabody.